All things that I noticed at Jurassic Park is wrong about. Before we start, I must note that not all things were gonna be right anyway, and a lot of things were right for the time, as you'll see with some of the dinosaurs. Velociraptors and studies show that they may not have actually been pack hunters and that they may have been solitary hunters. Another thing to note about the raptors is that they would actually most likely be covered in more feathers, kind of like how the Pyroraptor was in Dominion, and also that the original Jurassic Park velociraptors are much bigger than they should be. On the contrary, T-Rexes like Rexy in the franchise seem to be a little bit lighter than they should be. I think the Dinosaur Tracker website puts Rexy at only about 9 tons, which is very, very light for a T-Rex that should be about 10 to 12 tons. While accurate for the time, Acid 87 looks nothing like we have for an understanding of the Spinosaurus now. Back when we first found this in what we know as the Spinosaurus back in 2001, we thought it was just a baryonyx with a sail on the back. Jurassic World Rebirth Spinosaurus is a lot more biologically accurate, but in the end I still think that the jaw's a little bit too big. But while looking at the understanding of our Spinosaurus in 2025, you can see that its jaw is a much thinner shape and its teeth are different. The Tarbosaurus just looks like a T-Rex with spikes on his back, and while yes it was part of the Tyrannosaur family, it was more like a T-Rex with a leaner build, and it was a little bit tinier, and it also weighed a little bit less. You were lied to about the T-Rex's vision. It was actually phenomenal in real life, and the misconception actually came from the first Jurassic Park movie. The novel actually is much more accurate in saying that Rexy was already fed because of the goat and just wanted to see Alan and then make a reaction. But in the movie it says that she has poor eyesight. But in fact, T-Rex's eyesights were actually front-facing like ours, so in fact they would actually probably see you before you saw them. They also had padding on their feet kind of like tigers that made them really quiet. So they were unlike Rexy, T-Rexes probably wouldn't roar before chasing their prey. They were much slower though, only running about 12 to 15 miles an hour, unlike Rexy, who is stated to run 35. The Dilophosaurus didn't spit venom, nor did it have a frill. It was actually a much taller animal, being around the height of around a juvenile T-Rex when full grown. There's also no evidence of any sort of dinosaur having venom. You might know Troodon from the games and the Jurassic World Live Tour, but Troodons actually aren't like a specific type of dinosaur, they're a genus or a family of dinosaurs. And last but not least, Mosasaurus is way too big in some shots of Jurassic World, making it seem way too big, and their tongue is supposed to be forked.